Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I have Zan and Grippa as my guest today.
Woohoo!
All
Hello.
right. Today we have so let's do a quick recap. Um, Caelum seems to be fighting back against the monkeys and doing pretty well, despite the fact they were basically pinned into two provinces at one point. Bogarus is in a bit of a pickle. He's got Jomen attacking him, but he's also got Patala attacking him. And Yomi and Arco have been kind of staring at each other, but it looks like we might have some movement there this turn. Or, I'm sorry, Jomen and Arco. So,
I, I was doing some mental gymnastics to remember where Yomi
right,
was in
right,
this
right.
game.
Okay, so the message from
I was
Bogarus. Hello, all knowing, all-seeing observers. The last few turns, they were relatively boring from a pure gameplay perspective. What makes the turns more interesting are the diplomatic developments. Jomen has shifted troops away from my capital, presumably to deal with Ulm and Abyssia and maybe Arco. This means I can finally start my counteroffensive against Patala. Now that
Use me? He was coming at your cap. Why are you going for Patala?
um well,
No.
it may be that I don't know if he's talked with. We'll have to see. He might have actually talked with Jomen too. Like I presume Jomen's not planning on keeping his cap circle.
Oh,
Now that Patala is the one threatened, they're going to either use their chaff army to distract me or to defend their capital. If they fight me, Caelum should be able to knock down their lands. And if they don't retake my lands, knock down their lands. And if, okay, things are looking up. My position is still a weak one. Okay, agree with that. Let's go to Bogarus. Oh gosh, Gripper, you would be so proud.
Oh my gosh.
Patala,
okay.
direly under threat in his core lands, sends his army to fight a larger stack with more mage support in Bogarus's capital.
It's
I think I saw flaming
So,
arrows.
so he jumped on the capital
Yeah, with
with
that.
that. Oh no.
his own monkeys are setting himself on fire.
Well, it's the he doesn't have flaming arrows. Flaming arrows are from Bogarus. Oh my god,
Oh, it looked like he had flaming
air
arrow. It looked like he did.
elementals.
Oh, that's autumn air elementals.
Little anti-synergy there with flaming arrows. Huh?
Ooh, there aren't going to be many monkey survivors here.
What he needed to do was have all of his Marcata on fire and keep distance.
Yeah.
Then
Was
they would
that
have
monkey
continued.
causing combustion?
The,
What was that?
The Bandar commander, I think, had the little combustion stick.
oh, I was trying to click it. I was too late.
Not the snake.
Oh.
The actual Bandar guy.
It's possible, but some of these guys can be combusted or like burning from friendly fire too.
Yeah.
Um, he kills 5 Malia Georgina. That's a silver lining.
Probably those five
Okay.
that charged in by themselves
Yeah.
to start.
Uh,
Yeah,
whoops.
yeah, I don't think you're taking that army with that.
So
Oh, I was stupid before. I thought that I mixed up Patala and Satis. I thought Bogarus was like, yeah, now I get to go back and attack Satis, and I was like, sir, you're being invaded on two other fronts. Okay, now fighting Patala makes sense. I was wrong
uh,
because Bogarus had that stack on the Satis fort and was fighting over there, and I misread his message as saying that he was going to focus again on fighting Satis.
yeah, no, I feel ya. This is looking a little dicey. I think it's rated here. I mean, he's lost. Patala's now in a very dire situation. Very dire
One way to
situation.
put it.
Yeah, that's not looking great.
Yeah, I mean, presumably this army can just march over here and take this. The only problem is he has to be cautious about these 500 Jomanese. Oh, but these guys moved in one turn, popped this fort.
Yes, I remember the Arco Jomen standoff.
I don't.
More
So
monkeys.
some of these are communion masters. I don't know how many.
Okay, well, powers heals, so I think Rhapsody of Life, I think that's also a heal. Are they starving, the Arcistolians?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I saw some disease.
Yeah, I mean, they might. I think they marched through a wasteland at one point, so I wouldn't be surprised if they starved for a turn.
Okay, yeah, because that was a lot of heals going off right there at the beginning.
Yeah,
Gotta get everybody back up, popped off.
that's a lot of
Yeah.
Cerulean warriors.
Hey, I do.
Fill me up regular.
And these guys have pretty good siege strength.
Probably why
2.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why he popped
Yeah, I mean, this is
immediately.
like 600 siege strength
That's a
army.
huge army. Okay.
But he did exactly what I said was going to be a problem, which is he's now totally blocked off Ulm on that side of the front, and Ulm said he was going to be fighting.
I mean, Ulm said
but
that,
Jomen
but he
should
doesn't
have
really
moved on
have
to
anything
Ulm.
here to deliver. He's got one small army and this, right?
Wasn't he moving that from his east? Like he was coming
Maybe.
across
I bet he
slowly?
pinged this. Yeah, it looks like he's going to make a pit stop at this throne. I mean, it's not. It's not really, in my opinion, a good war for Ulm. I don't know if he realizes it, but you don't, especially as a slow-moving nation like Ulm, you don't want to spaghettify yourself. I mean, this is not quite attacking through a diagonal, but it's sort of like that.
Yeah, it's a really bad attack
Yeah.
route.
And, oh man, I was thinking Lemuria might have attacked Ulm, but it doesn't appear to be so. But he's in position to. And Ulm is a little naked on the back line. He could, I mean, actually, it's possible if Lemuria fully mobilized, because Ulm denied Lemuria a non-aggression pact, wouldn't sign one, I believe. This is enough stuff.
Yeah, Ulm wanted
This is enough stuff. If he did a real surprise attack, he could, if this army moves one more tile away, he could potentially move on top of Ulm's fort in one turn and pop it and storm it before this army can get back.
Oh boy.
But he would need to move this stuff here. Maybe the turn Ulm would have to. He has to wait. This is still 2 moves from the cap. He needs his army to get 3 moves from the cap. Then he can go boom, boom, and then take it on the 3rd turn before he can get back home, I think. But we'll see.
Still kind of disappointed about the Jomen move back into the fort instead of onto that throne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he lost the fort.
Yeah, I don't think he can defend it. I mean, unless he has some cool Ryujin thug stuff, which, by the way, this army does look vulnerable to.
Yeah, and I don't think he had.
We don't really know what the research
Big
is. I'll try to
going
see who
off.
was a communion master here and at least see how powerful it was.
I think he only had a couple slaves.
Oh, 8 slaves.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
so if
8,
he has
never mind.
any of the anti-thug things like Soul Slay and Slave Mind, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, even Gifts of Heaven could probably kill it, so.
Well, can you look at the Arco army real quick? Just a battle report. He had 8 slaves. How many total mages does he have?
He has a
that
lot.
can
He
be
has
his
4
slave?
Sibyls. These are all astral.
Oh, I didn't see the Sibyls
got
at the bottom.
10
I thought it was
mystics.
just 13, and I'm like 8
Yeah.
of them. I thought 8 of the 13 were communion slaves, and I was like,
does the
that's not
spell
that
singer thing
firepower.
apply to well, whoops. Does the spell singer thing apply to communions?
If
Not-
they are the ones casting, I believe.
But not as slaves.
Yeah, they have to.
Let me double check that
That's
and get
a
back to you.
strange interaction. Okay, so that's spicy. I think. I mean, this is the other thing, though. This is one of the things, like, you can get so bogged down in some specific thing. Army could potentially come take Arco's cap. He could be like, okay, fine, you get this, I get your capital.
Yeah,
True.
that's a good move too.
If he has enough mage support here, he thinks he could execute that. That would be, like, ridiculously cool. Just a Giga Chad play. Like, okay, yeah, fine, you come take this, I'll take your cap. And then,
Is he building a fort on the throne?
no. The other thing is,
Nope. Okay.
this army might be a little vulnerable to like a Foul Vapor's trap, which is something you have to worry about when attacking Jomen. Okay, so we're exploring this love triangle and all the ways it's playing out. We don't see Abyssia yet attacking Jomen. Jomen's pinging Bogus to see what's happening.
So just in
Ooh.
case, as an update for the spell
Yeah.
singer thing, it looks like all fatigue effects are calculated on the master first, and then right before they take the fatigue, it gets distributed.
Oh, I see. So they would
So
actually be good
spell singer
as
would be-
masters to distribute less fatigue to the slaves, but not very good as slaves. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, spell singer would do nothing as slave unless they're doing
Okay.
the chorus
That's
communion
cool.
stuff.
Nice.
Pretty neat.
All right. Apparently, Abyssia's intentions are laid clear here, whereas, and it's always pretty telegraphed when you find an Abyssian assassin in one of your forts casually. Hey, what you doing here, buddy?
Didn't Abyssia tell him that he was gonna fight?
I think he did. I think you're right. I think he did. I think you're right. The thing is, I think as Abyssia, you would want to take this. Oh man, it's throwing a fire too. Yeah, you definitely want to take this as Abyssia first. It's only Force Trolls. Oh, and this was Jomen's. So this is just the event Force Trolls. Yeah, I think you want to take this and then march your way through here. Agartha hasn't done anything yet, but is probably number one in army graphs.
You said Agartha so excitedly. I thought you saw something, and I was like, "Oh my god, what happened?"
I mean, he's literally number 2 in army graphs and hasn't done anything. I feel like he's making, like, what is it, the Chinese clay army or whatever? the terracotta
army.
He's just furiously, industriously at work while the world spins madly around him. Okay.
Oh man. If he attacked north into Jomen, I really think that would be it for Jomen. With how many fronts Jomen has to worry about them.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It's not really a ton for him and Abyssia to share, but they could probably work something out.
Yeah. Assuming he played well, I think it would be the end of Jomen.
But this is looking like Lemuria is about to go on Ulm. So I think Ulm not going to be a factor here in this Jomen thing. And honestly, how this plays out between Jomen and Arco is going to have to do, I think, a lot with how these battles play out. So we could get into like who we think is going to win, but I think we need to see more on the scripting and the research, which we don't right now know much about.
Yeah, definitely. We're at a bit of a loss on that information, but that is like the only main Jomen army.
This one, yeah.
Right, all the way over there.
There's some small ones, but yeah, if he loses this, he's going to lose the ability to basically control this whole region. Right, so this army really...
And how big is Arco?
I mean, Arco needs some land. He looks like about like 14, 15 provinces. Maybe 18.
That's an all-in war for Arco, then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got this to deal with some raiding in the back, but I mean, it remains to be seen what he's going to do if this army attacks. I don't know.
Huh.
But very cool. Very cool, very cool. Caelum will come down, and we saw they did a bit of raiding here. They've taken this from Satis. Oh, no, from not Satis, it's his. They're leaving this to Satis. Satis, I think, is a free agent-ish. Or oh no, Flagra's coming to Satis. Hold up.
Things are so damn convoluted.
Oh wait, didn't... Okay, wait, no. Flagra got attracted because it was like Bogarus was attacking Satis. Caelum jumped on Satis, and Flagra's like, hey, I'll join. And we were joking because I think he attacked when he just had like a few units. Like there were no armies in position.
He had all mercenaries.
And he was like, okay, we'll just raid a little bit. Well, the armies are arriving now. So we're going to have a very good, what looks to be a very interesting, engaging, interesting war here. We've got a Draken, a big freaking army, mostly of crossbows. And then another squad of primarily Iron Guard and crossbows. And we have no idea what kind of research or mage commitment Flagra's made to this. What do you think about this matchup, Zan?
Flagra on Satis.
Turn 30.
Cyclops should do very well against Satis in general. The high hit points means they can mostly shrug off any sort of poison. Since they're size 4, they can't be trampled. Since they have a very long spear and good stats, they're going to repel the Falchineers. Since they're size 4, Banefire is not very good against them, although they have low magic resistance.
Well,
if that was an
yeah.
army of Cyclopes instead of humans, Flagler could walk onto this capital, and I don't know, other than like mass assassins, there's not much the traditional late age Satis rosters can do against it.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So given that he hasn't made any Cyclops, what do you think?
Humans are roadkill.
Yeah, the Iron Guard have, I think, pretty decent defense, though, if I'm not mistaken. Because that's going to have to do with how quickly they get trampled. No, only 12. Okay.
Well,
that's not a lot. Yeah.
Pretty bad. And then that's 12 with the shield,
Yeah.
right?
So on the shield, they'll
Doesn't,
still be taking an AP check with the shield defense, I think.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah.
Enough chariots, and it doesn't matter. If they're size 2 humans, it's
How
not
do
going
you
to be
do the
pretty.
chariots? Is it better in one long line or is it better in 2 lines? Because the nice thing about a one long line is you don't get surrounded or something. With 2 lines, once the first one's pushed through, the second one's engaged, so the first ones don't get quite as isolated.
I like the wraparound.
Wraparound? Okay.
Yeah, because it threatens the back line. So maybe in the middle you might lose all your chariots, and they might not pierce through as well. But if you get their mages, it doesn't matter.
Another argument for the stay in your cap for 3 more turns, summoning even more chariots, so you can do both wraparound and have 2 lines. Now you're thinking of the defensive.
Grippa, you need a video series on your channel called "Thinking on the Defensive." It needs to only be shorts, and you just need to have like little Dominions life lessons about thinking on the defensive.
How to play well in those games.
On why you should always be in your capital. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Really funny. I would watch every one.
No, here we go. More work. Deal.
Lemuria, okay, they're up to... So they've got a lot of Dominion. 7, 5... what is this one? 8 in the capital. 8. And they're up at 7 forts.
Yeah, has everyone just forgot that Lemuria is a thing?
Yeah, we talked about it last time, pretty much.
I don't know who's going to be well positioned. I mean, one thing you can do with Abyssia is you just go rush Firestorm and then put them down. Rush is like a little air quotey because it's deep in research, but like you have to say, like, what are the timings where Abyssia's neighbors are going to be good against them? Like Caelum, very good against them, but they're not going to be free for 10 or 15 more turns. Abyssia picking a fight with Jomen, not going to be free for a long while. Agartha is a free agent. He could try to put Lemuria down, and actually he could do pretty good. I think if you're Agartha, you would go for like Wither Bones spam with communions and try to just blast the army before they can kill you. He's got solar weapons on his cav, right?
I believe so.
So he could do okay, but he needs a lot of heavy cav. Otherwise, you need flaming arrows and stuff, which is not something Ulm does trivially, right? Ulm, they have to do matrices, or they have to have like a very lucky 10%, or it's like a 1 in 40 random member of the second tier to do that. So, yeah. But if you don't have flaming arrows as Ulm, which is not easy to do, then you're going to be relying on your cav. Yeah. Oh, they could do Iron Blizzard too. That's the other thing that would work really well against Lemuria. So,
oh yeah.
So there's some timings coming up. Like if Agartha has Withering Bones or Wither Bones or whatever, Ulm has Iron Blizzard. They could turn and take Lemuria. Yeah, you have to put together like a real fuck you stack. You know, a stack that's just like, you're not going to be able to touch us. And Agartha could probably do it.
What about, doesn't Ulm get Guardians. Are those good against Lemuria?
Those are mixed, because the Guardians can be stolen with Undead Command, which all the Lemurian priests can cast. So that's a little bit of a mixed bag. But yeah, no, they're totally good. They're especially good if you're worried about like console rating and stuff like that, because they'll fuck consoles up. But they're okay as part of the main force too. But yeah, that's a good point. It's definitely something you would consider making.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to console thug into Ghoul Guardians. Okay. We're at 20 minutes. I think we call the episode there. Grippa, what are your final thoughts?
I think everything depends on what the hell Jomon's going to do with that Arco stack. Is he going to go to defend? Is he going to go to attack? If he attacks and then Abyssia actually commits in, he might have a lot of trouble defending his capital with what he has there. And then again, if Agartha can be, prodded into stop being me and go fight the guy, he could help quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if Jomen moves here this turn and he storms, then very quickly this whole situation can reverse, where Jomen attacks him and basically is going to force him into a fight. So how this whole thing plays out has a lot to do with what they chose to research and how much they chose to commit. So it's going to be really interesting. Zan, final thoughts?
I'm really interested in the Jomen and Arco movements. I think that's the coolest part of this turn, and Patala's a madman. That too. I'm not sure if there was any drama going on or something that would have influenced the moves, but I don't know if I'd jump on somebody's cap with my cap under threat.
Right. All right. I'm personally looking forward to see the Satis Flagler thing play out, so that'll be kind of cool. See some chariots in action again. All right, tune in next time. See what happens, boys. Take care.